Okay, I know they're playing around with lockdown. How many of you guys know the lockdown?
Know it?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I know you guys. Okay. Here, right? So, look, guys. When the guy's in the half guard. So check this out, Ernesto. So the norm, I call this the normal half guard. Like regular. Like regular is my right leg entangled with his right leg. It's right leg to right leg, or left leg to left leg. That's your normal half guard. Make sense? Nobody's saying.
Yes, sir.
Okay, at least come on, just be with me for a little bit. Just humor me. Okay, so what does that do? It allows this foot to just lay against me a little bit. So it allows me to bridge, hip escape, right? And then it also allows me to bridge, hip escape, butterfly hook. See that? Half butterfly. So this gives me a lot of like movement. When you guys hold with this one, this is good for recovering the guard. See, now he can't exactly get away because I have this. It's like a grapevine. If you were to do it from here, it might work, but now that he's got a lot of activity, he can start standing up, he can start moving. This will kind of keep him down. He tries to stand up now, like I've got more pressure on him, and even if he did start to knee cut, like I've got his ankle, and now I can get the underhook. See that? So I'm not advocating that you should never do this, but I'm trying to show you that there's a little bit of steps. Look at my feet right now. Look at my right foot. See, I roll my foot from here, the vine, to his stomp, and I push his ankle so that his ankle is not over here. See where it is over there? So I push his leg. So it looks like I'm taking it out. And if my knee, look at my left knee, is close to his thigh. You see that little trick? Look at it, close to his thigh. So it looks like I let his foot go. But if he tries to move his foot, I can stomp it and wrap it with the left. You see that? Now I have that little hook, that little vine. That can be the move that you use to get up into the dogfight. Okay? So when you're playing half guard, hook it with the outside leg. Okay? Now I'm gonna give him his underhook. Once I get it with the outside leg, take your inside leg, cross your feet. So inside leg goes over outside leg. This is outside leg, this is inside leg. And then feed this foot underneath the other leg, like that. Now I might have to turn my hip. Earlier, I was on my right hip. But if I'm like this, and I try to go to his foot, but his foot is like way over here, I don't feel anything. So that's fine, he's over there. Now I've got him in the lockdown, like this. It looks like I'm on the wrong hip, right? But this can be very good. If he's trying to lock you up, you move him over here, he loses balance, you see that? And now I can start pummeling under his leg and get to the electric chair, okay? So now I have this, go for the submission, get up on my elbow, get on top. Bread and butter, 10th planet stuff, okay? So you have to know, I'm gonna let my opponent get me in the underhook, in this classic position. If you stay here, most of the time the bridge doesn't work. Remember how I said this is good for a bridge? But look at, he's smashing you. This is why, no. I know you wanna do that, that's why I teach you, but just bear with me. Most people do this. They lock it up, and they smash with the shoulder, and then they start to build their butt up, and then they start to cut through. And they use this foot, and they get through the mount. You guys see that guard pass? He also might do that and then cut towards side control. So he raises up, uses his foot, and then cuts to the side, kick the top leg with the left foot. There you go. All right. So if I'm like this, I don't want to stay here. Stomp. See that? Boom. Stomp, and then get my left foot over. I can start to hook up on that knee. You see that ankle? You don't like that when I'm turning your knee. So now fix your leg. Yep, there it is. And now I got the lockdown. You have to be able to do this without seeing it. See that? Do you see that? You can see it now. I can't see it. Okay? But you've got to learn this. Dorsiflex your ankles. Okay? I'm whipping him to the left. If he wants to bring his leg back the other way or whatever, that's fine. I've got it this way now. I can frame, get the underhook, and learn how to curl up that lockdown like this. Here, see how close that is to his butt? Okay? Sometimes it's gonna be more straight when you hold this. Sometimes it's gonna be bent when you get into old school. Yeah? So we have to learn how to put the lockdown in. You have to know what that is. Now here's the real confusing part about the lockdown. When you're on your back facing your opponent, yeah, the lockdown is outside, inside, and then under. But when you go on his back, if he stays right here, and I was to go on his back, you can lock down like this. Inside, outside, and lock down there. But everybody's different. This is a lockdown. It's the opposite lockdown, just like Americana, Kimura. So it's the same, but in reverse. So you have to use this one when you have this angle towards the guy's back. See the banana split technique, okay? Twister and all that. Usually in twister we go triangle, but whatever. But for the sake of the argument, I'm gonna go banana split or crotch ripper, and we have the lockdown from the outside lockdown. The inside lockdown is when he gets on top of you and he's facing you. You can't use this lockdown, the one I have right now. Why? Because his knee will just naturally bend and go towards his left. You see that? And I can't hold it with this one. See, it doesn't do anything from this angle. When I stretch it, he just bends it and starts smashing it. And his knee starts to come out. So from when you're facing him here, you must do it this way. Now when he tries to smash, he can't smash. Okay? Can't smash. And I can get, if I was alive, get my underhooks. See that? When he's here, and he's smashing you with the shoulder, you can get this guy off of you, go in front of his forehead, get some frames going, roll my hand inside, break the grips, and then get double unders. And then from here, we can start whipping him side to side. I bring him this way, he tries to come back. I bring him back this way, and I get some activity. From this position, is it easy to get up? Yeah, look at outside leg. All you gotta do is take the right leg out. See that? So this is why Eddie Bravo used this. Eddie Bravo is not a buff dude. If you guys knew that? I mean, as he gets older, he looks a little more, pronounced. Stocky. He's a little more stocky now, but he was a skinny dude. I rolled with him back in like 1998, 99. He was skinny. He didn't have any muscle, but he could use this against all of his opponents, the lockdown, and control them, and he would eventually outsmart them. They didn't know how to deal with it, and then he would get them in his little trap. And even Royler Gracie fell into the trap years later. Like, it's almost like he didn't learn. He didn't study that stuff. So he was very confused about the whole lockdown and electric chair and the stoner control and all this weird 10th planet lingo. So you guys need to be aware of it. We're not a 10th planet school, but we still study everything. From leg locks to neck cranks to takedowns to 10th planet system stuff, okay? Let's go. All right, guys. Intro to the lockdown. I don't know if this was the best intro I could have done, but it's just kind of what came to mind on this day. On another day, I might talk about other things. I hope I illustrated enough to gain something about what the lockdown is. You at least have to know what it is, how it works. And I don't even like how I did that. But comment below. Tell me some of the ideas that you have, and I'll be reading them, and I'll be checking it out. But I've got so much more, but I got to end the video at some point. And but you want to know the distinction between what I call the inside lockdown and the outside lockdown. The outside lockdown is lockdown you use when you're on the backside, like a banana split position, the truck. And then the inside lockdown is what we use, or it's also called the lockdown. That's the lockdown. That's where the lockdown really was getting its name through Eddie, was from half guard. When you're on your back, you gotta know the lockdown in order to keep that guy's weight off you. Especially some of you guys aren't built like tanks, you know, like me. Right there, bam. You're not built like that, and you need some technique to help you along while you're getting smashed by these big dudes every single day. So use the lockdown. The naysayers, there's people who don't like 10th Planet, like Eddie Bravo stuff. They feel like it's just kind of like trash jiu-jitsu. There are people, I'm sure it's still out there, even though 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu's been doing amazing in competitions. There's always gonna be those people. And the naysayers, guys, you guys need to explore some of this stuff. There's going to be some guys that don't like it. It's not their cup of tea. But then others, it's going to totally benefit your game. So don't ever ignore that, okay? Just like Dean Lester said, okay? Don't ignore that percentage of jiu-jitsu that works. And it may not work for you, but it's going to work for the next guy. And if you're an instructor out there, keep in mind, out of 20 students that you have, there could be 5 of those guys. They're going to be lockdown masters if you go over the lockdown with them. All right. Thank you so much. Sorry to be so long-winded. Love you guys. Comment down below. Like, share, subscribe. And you guys know it. I'll be back next time with more great stuff.